All true spiritual teachings, they always bring you back to yourself, your own presence, otherwise known as God's presence. They all bring you back to yourself in silence and through love and happiness. The silence we can call meditation. So this is the path of meditation. The love and happiness, we can call that devotion. So this is the path of love. This is the path of devotion. This is the path of happiness. Some people call it the path of knowledge, because you discover what you truly are, and you discover God, and you discover that they are the same. And this is somehow called knowledge sometimes. Just to give you some Sanskrit terms for these things, jnana means knowledge. So this is the path of jnana yoga or jnana marga. Marg means path. Yoga means the way of union through knowledge. Jnana yoga. Raja yoga. Raja means the royal or the kingly. And Raja yoga is a royal yoga, or the yoga of kings, the kingly yoga. And it essentially tells us the way of meditation, of becoming still. This process of becoming still is called meditation. In Sanskrit, dhyan. Dhyana. Dhyan means meditation. And when that meditation has become very still, it's called samadhi. When the mind becomes very calm and still. So this is the way of samadhi. This is the way of dhyan. This is dhyan yoga, raja yoga, samadhi yoga. These are just the words. I'm just giving you all the words for the same thing. This is a path of love and devotion, because when we come to ourselves, we do that through silence, through love, through devotion, through surrender, through love for Bhagavan, through love to be ourselves, through love for Guru, through love for God. All these objects of our love are the same thing. The I am, ourself. We may not realize that initially, but we will come to realize this at some point. So this is the path of love. We discover our nature is love. God's nature is love. The teacher's nature is love. Bhagavan's nature is love. The nature of I am is love. It's the path of love, bhakti. Bhakti means love, devotional love. It's the only path, or rather, all paths lead to this path. All distorted teachings take us away from this path. Again, this is my view. You can, maybe some of you will agree, maybe some of you don't know. You have to figure this out for yourself, let's say. But we don't have to worry about other people and other paths. You just have to figure out your own path. And once you found your path, you just stay on that. And you carry on until no sense of individuality remains. Individuality, multiplicity, duality, these are the same. Maya, ignorance, individuality, duality, multiplicity, these are the same. Also known as sin, or the original sin. Also known as devil or Satan. Also known as mind, ego. Conceit. In Buddhism, they use the word conceit, meaning egotism. The Buddha is one without any conceit. Now, as we come home to God, we start to realize that all these things, Maya, Satan, the devil, sin, these are illusory. How can these ever exist in God? These cannot have any real existence at all. At first, we will start to realize that they appear, but they are an illusion. Like a dream appears, but it's an illusion. It's not real. Like a mirage appears, but it's an illusion. It's not really there. You see the water in the mirage, but there is actually no water. And later, even that is too much. You see that actually there never was any sin. There never was any mirage at all. There was never even the appearance of an illusion at all. And this is the higher teaching that's very rarely disclosed or found. Not even as an appearance did duality ever spring forth. The idea that you are an individual person with such and such a name and such a personality and such a body and such a past and these skills, and these attributes, this is all fiction and illusion. And it's good to know that on the mental level as a beginning, but then we go deeper, we discover for ourselves. How? Through becoming still and dissolving into what we truly are. That means the body, mind, world, ego, dissolving into that which cannot be described. Even words like consciousness and happiness don't really describe what we truly are. But that pure consciousness, that beingness that you are, the happiness that you are. Bhagavan calls this the direct path. It's actually the only path, meaning there are many paths, but this is the only one that is liberating. And there are many ways to this liberating path. But you have to go to get there. Eventually you have to come to this path. This is the only way ultimately. And Bhagavan tells us this too. The two primary distortions of this path are the first set of distortions tell you not to get on the path in the first place. No need for silence, no need for stillness, no need for turning in. And the second set of distortions say, yo, no, you should definitely do the stillness, definitely do the turning within. Yeah, we love that. They don't really, but say that. We love that stuff, but then come out of that. They'll tell you to come off that path too early. So the main distortions are they either stop you getting onto the path, or they say, no, go on the path and then come straight back out again, basically. Come out early. And Bhagavan does the opposite. He says, get on the path, number one. And two, stay on the path. Don't ever come off the path. Never come out. Never come out of the self. Never come off the path. Never come away from God. Just stay there until your individuality is totally dissolved. If you emerge and say, oh, I've got it, that's the ego. When you totally dissolve, there's nothing left. Only God. Only formless happiness, bliss, consciousness, love, which is your heart's desire. A useful thing to remember as you're on this journey is you already know this. Remember, you already know all of this. It's all in you already. And as you engage more and more with the teachings, if you don't already, you'll start to sense that more and more. As you open up to Bhagavan's, the way that Bhagavan recommends you think, he gives us ways of thinking about this. He uses the words like the self. He uses words like abide as the self, discover who you are. If you follow his ways of thinking, this will help you understand and intuitively grasp the teachings and follow them. So remember, the two main distortions stop you getting on the path, or they tell you to come out of the path. The true teachings tell you to get on the path and never come off the path. You may say, wait a second, you never come off the path? Yes, that's right. When the individuality is gone, there's no path left. There's no question of staying on the path or getting off the path, because ultimately these paths and everything, this is all illusion too. The only difference is it's the part of the illusion that helps you break out of the illusion. The I am. The I am is the part of the illusion. It's never really part of the illusion. It's the reality that shines, that's always shining, can never fully be covered up, even by the devil, by Satan and all his power. Maya and all her power. Right? Maya is so powerful, isn't she? She actually has zero power. She has zero power, apart from the power you give her. Maya is God's creation. Satan is God's creation. your creation. And only seems to exist as long as you give your power to them. When you come back to yourself, then what Maya, who seemed so powerful, is suddenly powerless. You are the power. You are the force. You are the presence. You are divine. Don't you know this already? Don't you know this already? Problem is, you know this already, but sometimes this can be heard as, oh, I, Tom, am so powerful. I, the body mind, am so powerful. Whereas actually, it's not that. It's deeper. It's not I, Tom, are powerful. I, the body mind, are powerful. It's what I truly am. That is the power. And there's only one of that. So sometimes that intuition, I am so powerful, is distorted through the body mind. That is not what you are. The body mind, in reality, they do not even exist. Just spirit, just pure spirit. That is all that exists. Just Brahman, just the divine, just Jesus Christ, just God, just Bhagwan. It's all that exists. Yourself. Nirvana, nirvishesha. Nirvana, egoless, means no individuality, no blemishes. Perfect. Nirvishesha, no form, just pure, pristine. Do you know this already? Do you know this already? Somehow can you say, yes, I know this already? Somehow can you say, yes, I am wonderful. I am magnificent. I am power, pure, total power. I am beauty. I am wisdom. I am love. I am harmony. Can you say this? Do you know this about yourself? I'm vast. I'm much bigger than this limited appearance, which is nothing. Much vaster. My presence is everything, everywhere, all things. Remember, if a body mind thinks this about themselves, that's called being a megalomaniac. That's called being an egomaniac, right? If you think this about yourself as the body mind. But when you intuit that this is a deeper identity, deeper knowing that is not confined to a body mind, but goes way beyond that, then this is very beautiful. This is totally humbling. This is the opposite of egomania. This is love. This is oneness. Oneness in which there is no other. There's no one else to be higher than. Egomaniac, megalomaniac, they think they're better than everyone else. They think they're higher than everybody else. But in this, because we're not identifying as the body and mind, it is actually, there's nothing else. One with everything. It's like you become nothing. And in that, there is everything. Total power, total love, total harmony, just grace, pure grace. Don't you know that's your nature? This is who you are. This is what you are. If you don't know, if you can't access this, it just means your mind is too busy. You're paying too much attention to your thinking, to your feelings. So you need to find a way to get out of your head. Whatever that is, you need to find out how to do that. There are many ways. You need to find your way. Exercise, talking therapies, meditation, chanting, yoga, physical yoga, hatha yoga. And then start to feel, start to open, start to feel. Initially through your body, through your mind. That's good. And then you'll start to intuit this. But if your mind is consumed with thinking and logic and anxiety, then maybe, I don't know, maybe there are some people who don't seem to be in touch with this intuition. But you can't arrive at it through thinking and logic and trying to get it. It's through love, devotion, surrender, letting go, calming down, chilling out, and coming to that deeper knowing. We can call it heart-based knowing. That just means it's not in the mind. Knowing that's not in the mind. I often call it intuitive knowing. So it's a very simple teaching. Be with yourself. Be with God. Be with God's presence. Start doing that, and then don't stop doing that. That's it. There might be a few questions as to what that means and what that doesn't mean. But that's it. Don't take yourself to be the body and mind. Don't take the body, mind, and world to be real. Ultimately, you'll discover they're not. Irrespective of your view on that. You may believe they're real. You may believe they're not real or something else. But you will discover for yourself just through the practice. So even that doesn't matter. Your beliefs don't matter. If you can agree or take on Bhagavan's thinking that he suggests we take on, he suggests we adopt this thinking that the body, mind, and world are not real. Your thinking, your feelings, they're not real. The body is not real. If you can do that, it just helps. It's not a necessity to believe that, but it just helps you. It helps you let go. Because that's the truth. And remember, the distorted teachings are all due to ignorance. Ignorance is the belief in I am the body mind. What is ignorance? It's the belief I am the body mind. And it's the belief I live in a real world. I'm an individual living in a world. I'm a body mind and the world is real. These two beliefs go with each other. As soon as you think I'm a body mind, you then think I'm living in a real world. Or I'm living in a world of some kind. This is ignorance, and all the distortions are because of attachment to this basic idea: I'm a body mind living in a world. Ignorance, and this is the source of all the distortions of all the distorted teachings that somehow keep on coming back to this notion of a body mind in a world. And when people have questions about this teaching, it's always because they're thinking about themselves as a body mind living in a world. How do I get by in the world? How do I get by in life? What will happen to my body? What will happen to the world? How do I integrate this in my daily life? How do I embody this? It's all from the point of view of the individual person. Can you see? All these sorts of questions and queries and doubts, they're all coming from the point of view of the individual body mind. In truth, you don't have any doubts. You've never had any doubts. You cannot have any doubts. It's impossible. It's only possible for the ego to have doubts. What is the ego? The ego is the body mind of the person. I'm not using the word ego like the psychoanalysts use the word. Hope you realize that. I'm not talking about the ego as being a specific functioning of the brain or a specific part of the functioning mind. The ego, the body and mind and world are created by the ego. The first act of creation is original sin, the ego. And from that sprouts the body, mind, world, duality, multiplicity. Again, search your intuition. See if you somehow know this. I don't want to try and convince you. I don't want to try and hypnotize you into something. See if this is true for you. See if somehow you know this. This is Bhagwan's teaching to us. Read Who Am I? He tells us this. Read Guru Vajrakovai. He tells us this. He's even written it down for us so we can be sure this is his teaching. In Who Am I? There's a question that says, how long should I do self-inquiry for? And Bhagwan tells us the answer. I'm not going to tell you the answer. I've told you the answer in a different phrasing already. But he gives you an answer. You can look it up yourself. How is the world created? Bhagwan tells us in Who Am I? Again, I've told you the answer, but you can see how he phrases it. So all the true teachings take you to the subject self, that which you are. And all the false teachings take you out of that. And all the false teachings, the distortions, they're all due to the ego or to the devil, to Satan, which you have created. It's you. And all the distortions are due to this idea, I am the body mind. They all come back to that, I'm the body mind idea. All the doubts, all the confusions is always because you think that there's a body, you think there's a mind, and you think that's you. And you think there's a world, and you think it's real, and you think you're living in it. That's called ignorance. That's the illusion. And all the false teachings, some may sound very much like Bhagwan's teachings. They will come back to this distorted idea somehow. And they will call it practical spirituality or something like this, embodied spirituality or something like this, which is all to do with the body-mind. And they'll tell you that when you go beyond the body-mind, that's bypassing. Maybe they'll say something like this. You're bypassing. Now, we don't want to bypass, which is bypassing in its maybe more authentic sense, as in what you don't want to do is pretend to be something you're not, or dwell in conceptual views of spirituality only. But when you fall in love with yourself, your true self, when you come home to Bhagavan, your true self, you have to let go of body, mind, world.